The island nation of Sri Lanka, once known as Ceylon, has a rich and vibrant history. For centuries, it was a coveted trading post, attracting the attention of powerful empires. The Portuguese arrived in the 16th century, followed by the Dutch and finally the British. After nearly 450 years under colonial rule, Sri Lanka finally achieved its long-awaited independence on February 4, 1948. This marked a pivotal moment in the island's history, a time of great hope and anticipation. The journey towards independence was not without its challenges. There were years of peaceful protests and negotiations. Sri Lankan leaders worked tirelessly to secure self-rule. The granting of independence was a testament to their unwavering commitment and the growing global movement towards decolonization. The transition to independence was remarkably smooth, a testament to the collaborative efforts of Sri Lankan leaders and the outgoing British administration. This peaceful transfer of power stood in stark contrast to the tumultuous experiences of many other newly independent nations. Sri Lanka's peaceful transition was a beacon of hope, setting the stage for a future filled with promise. The Salisbury Constitution, named after the British Commission that drafted it, laid the groundwork for Sri Lanka's independent government. It established a parliamentary democracy based on the Westminster model. This system, familiar to Sri Lankans from British rule, provided a framework for governance and ensured a smooth transition of power. The Constitution was a testament to the careful planning and foresight of both the British and Sri Lankan leaders involved. In 1947, even before the official grant of independence, Sri Lanka held its first parliamentary elections under universal suffrage. This was a landmark event, marking the first time all adult Sri Lankans, regardless of gender or social standing, had the right to vote. The elections were a resounding success, with a high voter turnout reflecting the enthusiasm and hope for the future. The United National Party, led by the prominent figure D.S. Senanayake, emerged victorious. Senanayake, a seasoned politician who had played a key role in the independence movement, commanded immense respect. His party's victory was a clear mandate from the people for his leadership and vision for the newly independent nation. Don Stephen Senanayake, often referred to as the father of the nation, was a towering figure in Sri Lankan politics. Born into a wealthy family involved in the graphite industry, Senanayake's journey was one of privilege and purpose. He was educated at prestigious institutions, imbibing the values of leadership and service. Senanayake's political career began in local government, where he quickly rose through the ranks. He was a strong advocate for constitutional reform and played a pivotal role in securing greater autonomy from the British. His pragmatic approach and ability to build consensus made him a natural leader. As the leader of the UNP, Senanayake campaigned on a platform of unity, stability, and progress. His vision for Sri Lanka was rooted in economic development, social harmony, and a strong sense of national identity. He believed in a gradual approach to independence, focusing on building strong institutions and a self-reliant economy. With the UNP's victory in the 1947 elections, D.S. Senanayake embarked on the task of forming Sri Lanka's first cabinet. He carefully selected individuals known for their experience, integrity, and commitment to the nation's well-being. This was a diverse group representing different communities and areas of expertise. Key figures in the first cabinet included Sir John Kotalawala, who became Minister of Transport and Works, and J.R. Jaiwardene, who took on the role of Minister of Finance. These individuals, along with others in the cabinet, brought a wealth of experience and a shared commitment to nation building. The cabinet's formation was not without its challenges. Sri Lanka was a diverse nation with a complex social fabric. Balancing the aspirations of different communities while forging a unified national identity was paramount. Senanayake, however, was a master strategist, skilled in navigating political complexities. Section 5, Land Reform, a Promise of Prosperity. One of the most significant challenges facing the newly independent nation was the issue of land ownership. During colonial rule, vast tracts of land had been converted into tea and rubber plantations, largely owned by British companies. This left many Sri Lankans landless and economically marginalized. And to address this, the Senanayake government introduced a series of land reform measures. The aim was to redistribute land more equitably, empowering local farmers and reducing dependence on plantation agriculture. This was a bold move challenging the existing economic order. The land reform program, while well-intentioned, faced resistance from some quarters. Large landowners, accustomed to the status quo, were reluctant to relinquish their holdings. The government, however, remained committed to its vision of a more equitable society. Section 6. Economic challenges and initiatives. At the time of independence, Sri Lanka's economy was heavily reliant on the export of tea, rubber and coconut products. This dependence on a few primary commodities made the economy vulnerable to fluctuations in global prices. The government recognized the need to diversify the economy and promote industrial growth. To stimulate economic growth, the government implemented a series of policies aimed at attracting foreign investment and promoting local industries. These included tax incentives for businesses, investments in infrastructure projects, and the establishment of state-owned enterprises. The government also recognized the importance of education in building a skilled workforce. Investments were made in expanding access to education, particularly in rural areas. The goal was to equip future generations with the skills needed to thrive in a modern economy. Section 7. Education and social progress. Education was a cornerstone of the Senanayake government's vision for a prosperous and equitable Sri Lanka. They believed that education was the key to individual empowerment and national development. The government embarked on an ambitious program to expand access to education across the island. One of the key initiatives was the introduction of free education from primary school to university level. This policy, revolutionary for its time, aimed to remove financial barriers and make education accessible to all, regardless of their background. The government also invested in building new schools and training teachers, particularly in rural areas. The government's focus on education was not limited to traditional academic subjects. They also recognized the importance of vocational training in equipping young people with practical skills for the workforce. Technical colleges and vocational training centers were established, providing opportunities for youth to acquire skills in various trades. Section 8. Navigating a new nation. The first cabinet, led by D.S. Senanayake, faced numerous challenges in steering the newly independent nation. The task of building a nation from scratch, establishing institutions and addressing social and economic disparities was daunting. Yet they navigated these complexities with remarkable resilience and a shared commitment to national unity. One of the key challenges was managing ethnic and religious diversity. Sri Lanka was home to a multi-ethnic, multi-religious population, and ensuring harmonious coexistence was crucial. The government adopted policies aimed at promoting inter-community harmony and fostering a sense of national identity. The government also faced the challenge of balancing the aspirations of its people with the need for economic stability and growth. While there was a strong desire for rapid development, the government had to make pragmatic decisions, often involving difficult trade-offs. Section 9. A legacy forged in unity. The first cabinet of independent Sri Lanka, under the leadership of D.S. Senanayake, left an indelible mark on the nation's history. They laid the foundation for a democratic and independent Sri Lanka, setting in motion policies and programs that shaped the country's trajectory for decades to come. Their legacy is not without its complexities. Some of their decisions, particularly those related to language policy, have been subject to debate and criticism in later years. However, their unwavering commitment to national unity, economic development, and social progress laid a strong foundation for the nation. The first cabinet story is a testament to the power of vision, leadership, and unity. They showed that even in the face of immense challenges, a nation can forge its own destiny with determination and a shared sense of purpose. Their legacy continues to inspire generations of Sri Lankans to strive for a brighter future.